What do you do when life seems to be falling apart around you? Do you have a support system? Do you have friends that you can run to and talk about your problems? Do you have a therapist maybe? Maybe it's not so constructive. Maybe you do some things that are not very good for you. Do you have an addiction that you run to? Maybe it's drugs, alcohol. Comment below. Are you struggling with something right now? Maybe you have. I want to talk to you a little bit about what I do, so let's get started. I can remember years ago going through some pretty tough times in my life. I would have my parents to go to, talk to. Fast forward, you get a little bit older and you disconnect from them. You know, the rebellious teenage years. Maybe you start hanging around with people you shouldn't. Everyone has a different story. With me, I got rebellious. I kind of went my own way, didn't want to listen to the rules anymore. Comment below. Maybe you have a similar story when you were younger, sowing your wild oats, being a little bit crazy. Because of that, I remember I would go through fits of depression and I'd have issues. And unfortunately, I had a drug addiction back then when I was younger. And when times got tough, I would run to that chemical. It made me feel good for a little while. And after a while, it didn't make me feel too good. It seemed to make the anxiety worse. It made the depression worse. I couldn't control my thoughts after a while. I found myself obsessively doing it to the point where I almost died. And if you haven't seen already, I made a video on addiction. And you can actually click on that video above here if you would like to save it and watch it later. But I do talk openly about my past. So, that being said, fast forward to 2016, when I got certified, I was also struggling with some other stuff, struggling with anxiety, depression, physical pain, some stuff I had that I was dealing with, and of course, another addiction. When I found diving, it changed everything for me. All of a sudden, my life had more of a purpose. Yes, I was a father, I was a husband. It was something else that I could actually go out and do for myself. I had to be healthy in order to do it. By the way, if you're diving and you're not healthy, go get yourself healthy. You'll make a better diver. You'll be less of a liability. That I'll just leave there. That'll be for another video. But once I started scuba diving, I was able to focus my attention, my obsessive behavior towards that sport. Fast forward now, I get to dive a rebreather. I get to go 200 feet underwater and explore shipwrecks. There's so many cool things I get to do. I get to work with the dive community. I've met so many cool people, all because of this awesome sport. But even more important than all of that, it's given me a way to disconnect from what's going on here without any pills, drugs, drama, and I can just go underwater. It seems like all the problems of my life just seem to float away, and I feel weightless, literally and figuratively. I love this sport. I love this place. By the way, I'm here at Gilboa Quarry, located in Ottawa, Ohio. You see dozens and dozens of videos on my channel. That's where I train. That's where I love to be. This is my home away from home. And in a little while, I'm going to get in the water and I'm going to do something that I need for myself right now. I drove 4.5 hours to get here. I'm going to do some scuba therapy. Comment below. Do you use diving or maybe another sport that is constructive, that is good for you to help you through depression, anxiety? If you found this video to be helpful or interesting, please consider subscribing to this channel, liking this video, and of course hitting that bell for future notifications. And don't forget, there's other videos right here. So keep on watching. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You dive safe, and I'll see you in the water.